Hi, Facebook. Hi, Instagram. Hello, hello, hello. If you guys can hear me on Instagram and Facebook, please confirm. And YouTube. Always forget YouTube. Please confirm. Let me just fix my camera a little bit here. My lighting is trash on Facebook, so I apologize in advance. Hey y'all, happy Locked and Loaded Live. Woo! Happy Locked and Loaded Live. I hope everybody's having a great week. I hope you are wrapping up your week. Fantastic. I'm trying to wrap mine up. If you're new to Locked and Loaded Live, hi, my name is Tara, founder of Peculiar Roots, and we come live I always say we because Tuan is in the back. Somebody's always in the background with me. We come live every Thursday to kind of just give you some lock tips, lock care, and help you on your lock journey, especially those who are on the DIY journey, trying to do it yourself. And even if you're not doing it yourself, you still need to know what's going on in your head. And so that's what we help you do. So let me move this because I feel like I'm looking one way. So that's what we help you to do, right? And I'm excited. Hold on, I'm trying to get better lighting on Facebook. It's trash. Sorry, Facebook. Yes, I try to get y'all. I'm out of it. So can we be real? Can we be real? Can we be real for 5 seconds? So most of you guys know that we're getting ready to go into Walmart stores in January, and that shit is hard. Not the getting into the store part, but it just comes with a lot, right? It comes with a lot and it's hard. So now that I have that out of the way, and if you want more details on that, make sure you follow our page, Peculiar Locs. I'm going to put it here. So this is just a page for customer here on Instagram. So I'm going to kind of chronicle the whole journey getting into stores on that page. So if you want to download the stress, I don't want to burden everybody with the stress of it all. But if you want like the download and helping us make decisions and stuff like that, then go follow that page. But it's hard. It's really hard. And this week was tough. But we're almost there. It always feels hard, like in the very beginning. And then when you get to the end, when you see the product on shelf, and that's what you guys get to see, is going to be very rewarding. So I keep thinking about the end result. Like you see how you see the products here? Just picture this like in Walmart. Like that's what I want to see in Walmart, right? So just pray for me. Pray for me. But anyhow, now that I got that out the way, thank you guys for tuning in. I super appreciate you guys sharing your Thursdays with me. I don't take that for granted that you guys tune in every Thursday. So I'm going to go through the room and I'm going to just say hello. If you're new, all you have to do is just drop in a comment what your name is and where you're tuning in from so I could say hello to you. Please don't be scared or anything. This is like a loving family. We are here to love on you. So hey, April. Hey, Boo. Hey, Autumn. What a guan. Yes, you can hear me. Okay. Hey, Pammy. Hey, Keto, Mommy. Hey, Tara. Hey, Shatori. I call you Tara now. Hey, Tara. Hey, Jamie. Hey, China Doll. Hey, Yesha. Hey, La Queen D. I love that name. Hey, Mighty Snob. Introvert. Hey, Carlotta. Hey, y'all. I see a lot of new faces. Hey, Shirley. Hey, Melanin. Hey, Malcolm. Hey, Forever Vibrant D. I like that name. Y'all have some cool names. Hey, Legend Maker. Okay. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Natalie. Hey, y'all. I miss y'all. I really do. And I feel like I haven't come live like this whole week. So I feel like I'm super bright on here. And then on Facebook, I look like trash. But okay, so what are we talking about tonight? Tonight, we're talking about, let me see what we So around this time, we always kind of like just double down on what our goals are. Like with your lock journey, you always have a lock goal, right? No matter if you want to admit it or not, but I think we all have a lock goal, whether it's like the length of our hair, whether it's like, you know what, I just want my hair to be healthy. I don't care about the length. That's still a goal. But we all have a goal, right? And for those of us who've reached the pinnacle of where we want to be, say you're like, I've gotten the Michelle, are you trying to tell me something? Hold on, y'all. Michelle just fell off the shelf. Hold on, Michelle. Michelle, are you trying to tell us something? Are you trying to tell us something? Say hi to Michelle. She's here with us. She wanted to join Locked and Loaded Live. Say hi, Michelle. Say hi. She fell off the bookshelf. I think she was trying to tell us something. You want us to tell us about becoming who we are? Okay. So, yeah, she wanted to tell us that. So, we are going to work on becoming ourselves, Michelle. Can I finish I wanted to do the live, Michelle. What is wrong with her? Like, you got a whole like 8 years to run the country, child. So, we are going to be talking about all things lock hair and how to transition into the next season, right? She's telling us Kamala needs to step up. Listen, um, a little scattered rain today. Yes. Yeah. So we're going to be talking about like transitioning to like the new season and your lock journey and your lock hair. So each season is different, right? If you're transitioning to summertime, you're probably going to deal with a lot of dryness in your hair and your scalp, especially if you live in like different states, right? So say you live in Arizona, Florida, those are really hot places. Texas, those are really hot places in the summertime, right? And then say you live in somewhere where it's also really cold, then you also have to transition into your lock hair. So just be mindful that what may work for you in the summer may not necessarily work for you in the winter. And sometimes we start to see those transition and we start freaking out because we're not prepared for those transition. And mentally, you're not thinking about, oh, the weather has changed. No wonder why my hair feels drier. No wonder I have to increase my moisture routine. So just think about those things as we're transitioning, especially to the winter time. You know, I skip fall, so winter. So I'm thinking about the colder months, especially say like you're in New York. I know like around this time or early October, it starts getting back cold. And so you're transitioning into that cold period. Every state, again, is going to be different, but just start being mindful of that. And our hair type is going to be, because all of our hair type is different and our care that we're doing already is different. You're just want to just look at that, what's going on in your hair, what changes, what your hair is asking you for, because honestly, your hair is going to tell you what it needs. So for example, in the winter time, I know I use less moisture in the winter time, right? Because one, my hair is tied up most of the time. But two, the atmosphere here in North Carolina is not dry. And so I don't have to use a lot of moisture. And it's kind of like it's in between. I would say we're like between the 70s, like not 80s, maybe the 70s going down, but it's not as cold and it's not as warm. So I'm able to kind of decrease, and that's different for me, right? I'm able to kind of decrease how much moisture I want to add to my hair. For color treated hair, you're probably not going to change much because once you color your hair, like I mentioned on previous lives, you just want to keep maintaining that moisture routine, right? So if you color treat your hair, just keep that moisture. In the wintertime, you may even up that, right? But you want to keep it and keep it. And for if you're on Facebook, and you have a question, just drop it in the comment section and I'll see it. If you're on Instagram, which most of you guys are tonight, Instagram is showing out tonight. So if you're on Instagram, just use that question mark button and you can start adding your questions there. I'm just giving you a general breakdown of kind of what to expect. So in the winter time, color treated hair, I don't think you need to change it a lot. Well, if you don't have a routine, you need to implement one. First of all, if you're colored, if your locks are colored, a lot of times we're like, y'all are like Jamaicans with the colors, right? You know, Jamaican women, we color our hair like every month, every day, right? We have to have some type of color. I feel like most of y'all are like that with locks. You just feel the need, the urge to color your hair. But when you color it, it looks popping for that week, for that month, but then you don't do anything with it. You don't try to like make sure that color is still shining and it's still, living up to the hype that you had a month ago. You're not doing anything to care for it. So I'm gonna start with color treatment, and we actually shared this a few times in our group. Hold on, y'all. Oh, you're on YouTube now, Tiffany? That's cool. I'm going to pull up a banner that I shared before on Facebook, and I'm just going to read it to you guys over here on YouTube. Well, not on YouTube, on Instagram, my bad. Y'all, forgive me today. My brain is brained out. Hold on, let me just pull that up. I'm going to hide my. Okay, I'm going to try to pull it up. I think I have it on my phone here. I'm going to try to, just give me a second. Let me try to find it in my 1,000,000,000 photos here. But I think I have it for you guys on IG. Let's see. Do I? I have this one. So this one is mainly for like starter locks, but we're going to kind of just use this one tonight, right? We're going to use this one tonight because it's kind of like you can apply to all types of lock. Hey, Black Princess. First of all, can we stop? Can we stop for a minute? Can we stop for a minute? I have an announcement to make. Are you guys ready for this? I have an announcement to make. I'm having a baby. Well, not me, but Black Princess is having our baby. So everybody on Instagram and on Facebook, show her some love and tell her congratulations in the comment section. We just had to stop to celebrate that moment. This is our fourth baby. Like we were busy during the quarantine, clearly. This is our fourth PR baby. We were busy, you know. We were busy. Well, y'all were busy. Yes, another PR baby. So that's number 4, baby number 4. So show her some love in the comment section. Yes, we are so excited, and we will be helping her pick the name. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But no, seriously, so happy for you, sis. Congratulations. We wish you nothing but the best, safe pregnancy, and just enjoy every moment of it. And you know where to drop off the baby. That's it. You know where to drop off the baby. Thank you for carrying the baby. Thank you for your service, your womb. Thank you, Tiffany, Satise, Jasmine. We appreciate you guys for using your womb this year. But we gonna need our babies back, especially me. I like babysitting. I'm just done having kids. Yes, another PR baby. Yes, 4 weeks to go. Oh my God, that is so soon. Okay, sorry y'all. If y'all new to us, like this is a real family, all right? So we got to stop and celebrate because I was scrolling yesterday. So Peculiar Locks page, I actually manage that page. Nobody managed that page. Nobody has access to that page. So that's why I don't post a lot there because I'll be having time. But Peculiar Roots Locks page is just for customers, and so I get to like kind of follow all of you and see what's going on. And I saw this and I was like, how did we miss? Well, how did you not share this with us? Like, sis, like, why didn't you share this with us? I know you shared it publicly yesterday, but you know the rule. Like, you got to share with us first before it hits the public, before it hits the gram. but I forgive you. And I digress, right? This is what we truly are about, family. And it's more than just a Loc brand, it's like everything. And so when someone in our Loc family is expecting, graduating, whatever it is, we finna celebrate because we're going through it too. And clearly they're just using, I'm using their womb, like it's fine. So this is our fourth baby, y'all. We was busy during COVID. We was so busy. So four babies. Okay, back to the regular program. So if you have Locs, right? You have a routine already, then all you're probably going to either do is increase that routine or decrease it. And what I mean by that is if in the winter time you find out, and your hair will always listen to your hair, always listen to your hair. And by listening to it, you can literally feel it. See, my braids are coming out, but you could feel your your hair. You should be examining your roots at all times to kind of tell what's going on, what you need to do to it. You can feel it sometimes. So if your scalp starts to just randomly itch out of nowhere and you're like, what's going on? Look at everything that's going on in your life. Like, did you start working out? Are you pregnant? Because I'm sure Princess can tell us, like, she's definitely experienced some changes in her because of her hormones in her hair. Same thing with Tiffany. I remember when Tiffany, like a few weeks after finding out she was expecting, she started to see some immediate changes too. So what you're eating, are you on medication, all those things, what you're eating on a day-to-day basis. So just like you want to have like a healthy Loc journey, I always stress look at what's going on internally as well, because if you're not like eating right, if you're not drinking your water, those things are going to show outwardly, right? I know, for example, like when I'm like really stressed about work in terms of like have a big project that I'm trying to finalize, it literally will show on my face. Like I will just start breaking out, or I'll start like touching my face and do all kind of stuff that I'm not supposed to do. I'm human, whatever, don't judge me. But we know when something is, changing within us, right? And so when you see the seasonal change, also just kind of get prepared for that. So whether okay, I need to cut down on my sugar, I'm about to get back on these medication. A lot of us, some of us may have, say, arthritis. I know when you have arthritis, sometimes you're on medication, and sometimes during the winter time, you feel it way more, the pain that is, like you'll feel it way more because of the cold, right? So if okay, I got to increase my medication, you're going to start feeling and seeing those things even in your scalp, right? So just be mindful of those changes. It's not necessarily you need to change a product or whatever. You just may need to change your routine, right? So if you're in the summertime finding like, you know what, the shampoo bars work amazing for me. They've been doing a great job of like stripping and taking away all the buildup, all the excessive oils that I'm accumulating during the summer because I'm sweating, then that's fine. Then you're going to see now in the winter time, you may need to soften down and maybe not use a lot of clarifying shampoo. You may want to switch to the rose shampoo because, hey, the rose shampoo is providing way more moisture that I actually need. So those are things you want to start just looking at as the seasons change. Same time when the springtime hits, you're going to see different changes, right? So just be mindful of one, your surroundings and the season changing and how you are going to adjust to that. So we're going to look at right now, this one on the screen on IG is Peculiar Roots Locs Regimen. So this is one of the first regimens we kind of put out to kind of just help you and guide you. It is not I must do this regimen, right? None of the regimen that we pose is like, oh, you got to do this to have like a healthy journey or anything. It's just like a staple or mostly like a foundation where you can start from, because a lot of us are just coming into our Loc journey. We don't know where to start from. We don't know best practices. So this is just like, hey, start with this, then adjust accordingly. So if you're seeing, you know what, I could go 2 months without retwisting, it's your world, do it. But you're going to just adjust that accordingly to your lifestyle, right? So let's look at the first one, wash and retwist. I thought retwist was spelled wrong. Wash and retwist once a month. So if you just started your Loc journey, yes, you can absolutely wash your hair after 4 weeks, right? You don't have to wait 3 months. You don't have to wear 6 months. That's nasty. That's nasty. Can we repeat that in the comment section? That's nasty. So no 6 months. Don't wait 6 months. That's disgusting. Don't wait 6 months. So we're going to wait 4 weeks. You can go to even 6 weeks, but you don't have to go longer, especially when your scalp, because it will talk. Your scalp starts saying, baby, put some water on me, put some soap on me. I'm itchy. Like do something, right? You want to kind of listen to your scalp. Thank you guys for repeating in the comment section. But you want to kind of listen to your scalp. It's going to tell you what it needs, right? So you can absolutely wash between that 4 6 week mark. If you want to go to 2 months, you can probably even get away with that, honestly, because with 2 months and if you're using, say, peculiar roots thoroughly, you won't have buildup. So sometimes I know for sure, like peculiar roots can be very deceiving in the sense of it will make you think your hair is not dirty. Because I experience this with my kids all the time. They don't like retwisting. They don't like washing. So if I let them go, they'll probably just go without retwisting and then washing because you can't tell on their hair. The only thing I have to really worry about with them is like lint because they're like rolling on the floor and everything. But I still want to make sure, even though it's not visible to me, I still want to make sure their scalp is thoroughly clean so it can continue to grow and flourish and breathe and their pores is opening up and all that good stuff, right? So wash and retwist once a month if that's your choice, right? This can also apply to mature locks. So mature locks, and what mature locks means is that your locks are fully locked, or I don't even like using fully, even though I should, but because some of you guys are starter locks and your locks are like maybe semi locked. It's like halfway locked because your hair type is maybe softer. And so it's taking you a little bit longer, but it's still not unraveling super fast. So this can apply for mature locks as well. But mature locks, we have a little bit more leeway. And what I mean by that is we can wash and decide we're not going to retwist. And same thing with starter locks. Honestly, it's honestly up to you and what you're looking for in terms of look wise. But mature locks, we could definitely get away with more. So like when I showed you guys this style, I think I did this for you guys on Tuesday when I braided my hair, or Monday, it was Tuesday when I did these braids. I washed my hair on Sunday and I just retwist the front and I braided it. And this one is just the first. I don't know why it's trying to be unruly now, but this is the first one that's coming out. But all I had this week was my bonnet on, and I had it. I had these big gold scrunchies. Aren't these gorgeous? I had these big old scrunchies on to kind of like have my hair up or down. Today I had it backwards. But that's something you can definitely use. To just keep your hair about or out of your face or whatever the case is, if you're not going to retwist right away. The second thing is like moisturize every other day, morning or night. So this is mainly for starter locks, right? So starter locks, you can moisturize every other day because, again, your hair is just trying to figure out what it wants to do. It's still trying to figure out why you locking it and all that stuff, right? So you just have to do it like every other day versus someone who is fully mature locks, or somebody has color treated locks may have to do it once a day versus every other day or even twice a day. So for me, I find that my hair likes when I do it whenever. To be honest, whenever. Like I'll do mine multiple times a day just because the scents are addictive. And you may find that you're like moisturized in the morning, and by the time you get to work, you're like, ooh, I want to try this scent right now. But don't be like me, y'all. So for the most part, if your hair is mature, you probably can get away with it twice a day. Especially in the summertime, I do it twice a day. I do it in the morning and then in the evening as well. Right now, as we go back into the winter, I'm probably just going to do it once a day. I don't need to do it twice a day because my hair, again, doesn't dry out as bad as it does in the summertime. But this is optional. But if you're like starter locks, you can definitely start off with just every other day. And I'm going to demonstrate real quickly how to moisturize your hair, because there's a lot of misconceptions about how to do this, right? So the first thing I'm going to show you is our refresher spray. This one is the apple. Most of y'all sleep on this, and that's fine. Me and Eston can continue to get more of it because this is one of Eston. This is a guy's favorite. The guys love the apple. So first thing you're going to do is like click, right? Click to the opposite side when you get it, and that's just going to open it. So if you get it and you're like spraying and it's not spraying, it's closed, right? So you just gonna switch the tab. I'm gonna keep doing that so you guys can see the newbies. So you're gonna just, now it's open, see? So when you first get it, you may have to spray it a few times just to get that release to come up, because the water is coming up, the liquid is coming up. So just maybe a few times before it actually start misting properly. But I'm gonna show you guys what you're really supposed to be doing. This is what you probably should not be doing. Let's start with what you shouldn't be doing first. This is what you shouldn't be doing. Don't do that. That's me. Judge yourself. That's me. But that's how I that's how I do it, right? But this is what you actually want to do, right? You can either section out your hair, right? You can section out your hair. And then you could just do this like a normal human being, like just spray your roots, right? And then you could just spray like that, spray your roots, and then go all the way down. And it's like misting nicely. See, like a nice, regular, normal human being. And then you could just take your fingers and massage it in just like a regular person would do. That's all you have to do. Don't be like me. And then you're going to want to seal that in, right? So if you decide that based on what you've been seeing work best for you, that you're going to moisturize every day, it doesn't mean you have to oil every day as well. So oil is a sealant, right? The moisture is this, any liquid. So some of you guys can opt for water. Don't have to use Peculiar Roots Refresher Spray. You can opt for water, because some people actually get away with just using water. Some of us don't. I cannot just use water for my hair. So our refresher spray has protein, it has amazing ingredients that's going to add that moisture to your hair. If you can get away with water, then that's fine. And then the second thing you want to do is you just seal that in. So with the oil, you don't have to do it every day or twice a day, the same amount of time you're doing the refresher spray. You just have to do it every 3 to 4 days. That's it. Like you don't have to do it a lot. So I'm going to also show you how to use the oil, right? So yes, you can absolutely apply both to your roots. So if you want to spray this directly on your roots, you can. You can also just use the spout. See the spout? You could just use this and you could just go through your hair. And as I'm going, I'm just gently squeezing the bottom. This is how you apply the oil, right? I'm not putting a lot of oil because I honestly don't like anything really on my scalp, because I like that my scalp could just breathe and do its thing. And the good thing about our oil is it's not thick, so it won't clog up your pores, right? So it's going to start like a foam-like effect, and then it's just going to melt into your hair, right? And then you're just going to pour a little bit into your hand. I'm going to show y'all how much to pour, because y'all just be heavy-handed out here. Ready? See that? This is still a lot, but look at this. You guys see that? You see that? See that? Facebook? I don't think Facebook could see. Just rub it in your palm like this. Smell it. Smell like fresh blueberries. You guys smell it? Okay. Then you're just going to comb it through your locks that you just refresh. You're just going to rub it in like that. And this is how you're sealing it back into your hair, right? Just a little bit. You don't need a half of the bottle. I know some of us are used to the heavy-handed life. You don't need to do that. That is it. Just massage it in. That is it, y'all. That's it. That's all you have to do. And if you just, like I said, one day, and look at my hand. It's not like greasy. It's not greasy. So our oil is gonna seal it in, but it's not greasy. So if you look on your hands too and see like it's not super greasy, like it's not even greasy at all. That's the same thing. Like it's not gonna grease up your hair, and like I personally don't like that because I like wearing my head wraps in my bonnet. So it's just gonna do what it's gonna do. It's gonna like literally melt into your hair like butter. So if you're doing that method, just refresh and then seal in, but you don't have to seal it every single day. Just maybe every 3 to 4 days. Then you want to definitely wrap at night, right? I recommend wrapping all year round, right? All year round because you have lint as your hair gets longer, the more it's going to attract more lint. So like say I'm just sitting here right now in my shirt, it's attracting lint. It may be attracting from the seat that I'm sitting on. Your hair is just like a magnet. It's just going to attract everything, right? So you just want to protect it at night. You can either just sleep on a satin pillowcase, or you could just wear a satin um, lined bonnet, which we have a ton of different styles on our website, but definitely incorporate that into your regimen. And one thing I want to say about the bonnet, which a lot of us can get kind of spoiled on, is or thinking that's the right thing to do, is you may have on the bonnet, like say you're home. A lot of us are quarantined. A lot of us are still working from home, right? Say you're home and you have on the bonnet, you go to bed and you know you're going to be home the whole week. Do not keep on the bonnet the whole week, right? Give your hair some time to breathe. Give your roots some time to breathe. So take that off. Like, even if it's like, okay, you wake up, just pretend you're out at work and you have your bonnet on off for 8 hours and you know it's time to go back to bed. Then you put it back on. But that's a bad habit a lot of us do just because we already have it on. So just kind of be mindful of that. Take it off as often as you can to kind of let your hair like breathe, because what may happen is you're not letting your hair breathe and then you'll start to see like flakes and stuff because your hair is like literally building up from the time you have it not breathing, right? It's a lot of things that we do not knowing, and then we're like, well, I'm protecting it. I'm just trying to protect my hair out here. Why is this happening? I'm doing all the right thing. But just let it breathe. Like if you have to even go in the back and just like let your hair feel some air on it. Like that's why I love hair drying my hair, because I just love like letting nature do its thing and get some sun, get some air up in there and letting my blood circulate. It's just like go out and be a part of nature once in a while, y'all. Promise you it's good. Um, Embrace your frizz and let your hair freely lock. So during this time, whether it's the winter, the fall, whatever it is, your frizz is like all year round. Frizz is gonna be a part of your lock life, unless you literally gonna gel it down every day, unless you're gonna style it every time you see a frizz. Frizz is a part of your lock journey. So in the comment section, let me hear you say embrace the frizz. Embrace the frizz. Embrace it, love on it, welcome it, because it's a part of your journey. And you just have to like figure out styles that you can rock around it, right? Just figure out styles that you can rock around it. But it is a part of your journey. It's completely normal, especially in the starter lock phase. You're going to endure a lot of frizz, so enjoy it as much as possible. I'm going to stop for a second, and then I'm going to just answer some questions before I get really into it, and then I miss them. So let's see. Tiffany said she was using the apple spray. April said, April said, I guess I've been doing it wrong. I am addicted to the smell. Girl, I've been doing it wrong too. I did a whole commercial on doing it wrong. And I was like, I felt bad. I'm like, dang, people gonna be buying this, doing the same thing. Y'all saw my commercial, me spraying like a crazy woman all over the building. That's my real life, y'all, because there's a spray everywhere. And Lee picked up the same habit. So she walks around and she's just like spraying, spraying, spraying. I'm like, child, don't do that. Awesome said, I just tried the Caribbean vibes and that smell, Lord, it nice. Got the mousse, orange shampoo bar, and citrus conditioner bar. I'll have to get oil next. Oh, and I got the towel. Can't wait for wash day. Yes. Welcome to the tribe, sis. I'm super excited for you. And the shampoo bars are alive. A lot of y'all been sleeping on that and saying that, but you know, y'all keep sleeping. Y'all keep sleeping. Yes. Yeah, it's like I said, it's one of those things that you kind of have to experience the having the bonnet on and then realizing like, wait, I thought this was supposed to be good for me. It is good for you, but like just think about it. If you have something on your hair, do I have a bonnet here? If you have your bonnet on, this is my bonnet. If you have your bonnet on, look how big these are, y'all. Covers your whole face. But this is cute too. Like you can like, all right, say you have your bonnet on, right? You can even let just maybe the body of your hair out, right? Or you can even like push it back like this. Like say you home, just push it back like this so it could breathe in the front. Like take it off, let it breathe. But you definitely like it's satin and cotton. It's layers, right? So regardless of summer, wintertime, you probably don't feel it as much, but in the summertime, you may, depending on some of us, may sweat a lot in our hair or not. But you definitely want to just give your hair some time to breathe every now and then. Okay, I answered. Autumn said, let them sleep more for me. Let me, that's funny. It's semi-permanent color, less damaging than peroxide-based products. It probably is, Joey. I can't even put your question up there, but it probably is. I'm personally not super experienced in lock color treatment methods. I won't be up here like, oh yeah, yeah. But I'm assuming based on the word semi-permanent, and most of them are like the box formula versus when you're doing the peroxide, it's like straight up peroxide and stuff. So yeah, if you want to opt for that, that may be a better option for you. I honestly think like even if you did it like the other way, it all goes back to the care you're going to give your locks after you color treat it, right? So you guys ask all the time, can I color treat my hair? Is that a bad thing? But honestly, it really goes back to you and what you're doing to your hair. So a lot of us get color, again, like I said in the beginning, and you do absolutely nothing to your locks. You're like, I'm just going to wing it until they start falling off. And I'm looking at like, Little Wayne out here. Um, but you just want to be very, very careful, right? Be very, very careful. Don't just color it and not do anything. Let me see if I missed anything. I'm just seeing Tawana's comment, warning, using our products may cause pregnancy. I've been gave that warning. I gave that warning and nobody listened. Y'all just want to be grown out here. But it's fine. I'll still be the baby mama. Black Patient said the cucumber melon is her favorite. I'll say this too. All right. As we're talking about favorites, do not, I repeat, let me try to find this comment. Do not, oh, I don't want to lose this. I'm going to finish this and I'll find that comment. I'll come back to my thoughts in a second. Trinidad been so hot these days, so I can't leave my bonnet on. No man, refresher spray quench. Yes, send us some Trinidadian beach and wave and food, girl. Okay, so the next part is oil and condition your scalp. So that's what we kind of talked about that early on. So you could use that 3 to 4 times a day. One thing you do want to do all year round is kind of just stimulate your scalp by just rubbing it and massaging it like this. You can also use our shampoo brush to kind of help with that. If you don't want to, if you guys have like long nails, you can use our shampoo brush to like gently massage your scalp. Avoid entanglement run. Okay, I talk about this every time with y'all. You're just gonna take your finger just like this, and you're just gonna glide it through your hair. So if you go back to my video from Tuesday, you guys saw when I was retwisting my hair, there was so much new growth, but you guys did not see me once on the camera like, oh, pull apart, pull apart. I didn't have to do that because I literally just use a simple technique of using my fingers to comb through my root to end every day, not even all the way to my end, just that's it. And that will ensure that your roots won't entangle, even if you decide to go without like a long period of time without retwisting your hair. Drink water daily, right? A lot of us think topical products, and by topical products, like any product, any product, you think that's the solution, to every problem, and it's not. So like a lot of the times we get DMs and it's like, hey, what do you have to grow my edges? What do you have that's going to grow my hair overnight? What, like, wrong company. Wrong company. And I 100% believe in our products and use them and support them and all that good stuff. And you guys have reviews to back up all that stuff. But we always have to start at the root of the problem, right? So how much water are you drinking daily? Especially when you're about to give birth, your water rate has to increase, because you're not drinking water for one, you're drinking water for two. And if you having a child like mine, you was probably drinking water for three. um, but you're gonna have to drink way more water in the summertime. In the winter time, it doesn't mean you should slow down on water because you're not in the sun. You still need to make sure your water intake is good. And we're not talking about rum. We're not talking about juice. We're talking about water. And if you can't stomach water, I'm going to know if it's Helena. I'm going to know. There's so many things out here now that really makes that experience of like finding a solution good for you. But water is life, like literally. And so make sure your water intake is A1, because that's also going to show up in your scalp. It's going to show up on your face. It's going to show up everywhere. So just make sure your water intake is A1. And I'm talking to myself too, because sometimes I'm at work and I'm like not thinking about water, and I have like a million bottles of water just laying around, like, oh, I just took a sip here and there. And it's like, well, you didn't finish the bottle, sis. Like, drink the whole thing. So don't be like me. Drink your water. Okay. The last one is you don't need to do like an ACV. And when we did this chart, this was for the old school ACV, which is apple cider vinegar, baking soda, and the way I'm seeing it done on these internet streets is crazy. But you don't have to do that, right? If you're taking good care of your hair, right? And so I found that over the course of time, I found that people still wanted to do like an ACV rings, but it was also too harsh for the way it was being done. And so that's why we made even our detox bar, where you can now do this process on a monthly basis, versus with the traditional way, you have to do it like once a year or twice a year because it's so harsh. With the ACV, not ACV because it doesn't have ACV, with our detox bar, the way we created it is it's such a great formula that you can use it even once a month, and it's not going to strip your hair. It really is for your scalp. So those that find themselves having super sensitive scalp, or your scalp just itches a lot because of the activities that you're doing, or you're finding like, say, some careers or job enforces you to wear a hat, right? So say you're a chef. I'm trying to think of other professions, but some say you have to somewhat wear a hat, and you're here, you have no control over your scalp, sweating and all that stuff. This is perfect for you. Say you work out every day and you know you're going to sweat. This is perfect for you on a monthly basis to kind of just get that detox and clear everything off of your scalp, and then continue your routine without worrying about super stripping your hair. So this, again, you could just kind of like formulate this and use it as a foundation for all hair type. I mean, all lock types, or, well, all lock types, but no matter what stage you are. Obviously, if you're more mature locks, you're probably going to just change up a few things. And we have all these charts like throughout our Instagram feed or our Facebook groups. They're in there, and I'll just continue to post them even in our stories, so you guys could screenshot them and save them and look back at them. No matter what, if you're in the starter lock stage and you see us post a mature, screenshot it. So when that time comes, you're not like, I remember you post that. Where is that? Just screenshot them or save our posts, or if you know someone that needs them, when we post them, just send it to them, because this is something we work really hard on, so you guys could have somewhat of a foundation. I don't know why, but like I'm losing my voice, y'all. I'm tired. But yeah, it's literally going to take you less than 5 minutes daily to oil, moisturize with our refresher spray, drink water, mind your business, wrap your hair at night. That's it. The main important thing, though, is minding your business. The main important thing is minding your business. If you mind your business, your hair just gonna be like Goldilocks. Like, We need a black character with locks. Who's a black cartoon? Is there a black cartoon character with locks? Is there a black cartoon character with locks that I need to know about? Or we should make one? Is there there's definitely not a Disney one. Talk about underserved. Don't worry, we're gonna make all that stuff happen. So yes, if you have any questions, just join in, ask your question. We have about 7 minutes. Yeah, we should totally make one. So put that on our put that on our things to do. Make a lock character. Speaking of lock character, y'all, so we're doing a campaign. So if you're on, this is what I need you to do. We are doing a campaign called Locked and Professional. Locked and Professional campaign. And all we are asking for you to do is upload a video, 15-second, very short video, saying what you do and how long you've been locked. That's it. And this is going to be used as a part of our Walmart launch campaign. So it will go something like this. Hi, my name is Tara. I am a doctor at the University of Hopton, or I don't know. I'm a doctor for the last 5 years with locks, and I've been locked for 5 years. That's it. Hi, my name is Sam, and I'm a pastry chef at the famous restaurant at da-da-da-da-da, and I've been locked for 10 years. That's it. We're going to use this campaign to change what people think about us and what we're doing. We actually did a post that went crazy, and oh my gosh, y'all, we have black people with locks that are, which I knew already, but just seeing it that, I could touch you. I couldn't touch them, but I could touch you on social. Scientists, private detective, doctors, lawyers, teachers, nurses, entrepreneurs. My gosh, my gosh. Why are y'all so dope? Why are y'all so dope? Why are y'all so dope? Why y'all just out here being dope? What's wrong with y'all? Tone it down, take it down a notch. Take it down a notch, the dopeness. No, I'm kidding. Turn it up, because that's what we do. You can go to the link in our bio. So the link in our bio, it says application for, I think it says Locked and Professional application, but it's the first link. So once you click on that, it will have all the details. So what I just give you is a short, transcript of what we're actually looking for. But click that link. It's literally 15 seconds. Don't tell us your whole life story, because we're trying to compile as much videos as possible. So literally just follow the instruction. The video needs to be vertical. So not like how you're seeing me right now, but it needs to be vertical. So hold on, let me see if I could find that flyer. But it's going to be so dope. And who knows, this video may just end up on Walmart.com. Or Walmart decides to do a whole campaign on us. So who knows? We got to dream big. We got to put in the work. We got to show them first so they know. So this is the flyer. All right, that's the flyer. Everyone is welcome. If I did not call out a profession that you are, it doesn't mean that we're not looking for that. I want to hear everything that you guys are doing out there, because that's what we have to do. We have to normalize us being in the, the workplace, in different, wherever we are, and showing locticians can apply. This is what inspired me to do this. And a friend of mine, she reached out. She was like, I was at the game and I saw so many kids with locks playing football, and I think it would just be dope to kind of just show them there's so many people with locks besides rappers and the typical things that we see. There's so many of us with locks doing dope ass shit. So when I saw this picture, I was like, look at this. Look at God. Look at these black men. Look at it. Look at it. So imagine what else is hidden out there. And I think too, I've heard so much ignorant statements about people with locks and how we show up and how we are automatically seen when you show up to a job interview and you have locks. Is like, and I've been asked these questions as well, like, oh, so what you like smoking? And it doesn't make it any more fair that I'm Jamaican. So it's automatic like, hey, you smoke. So, just the stereotypes, and I am pro whatever you want to do. If you want to smoke that seal life, it is legalized in a lot of places right now. It's recreational for a lot of people. I've actually, because in my perspective, it's always going to be different because I'm Jamaican. I grew up seeing this was like a lifestyle for a lot of people that I grew up around. So and then I've never seen them act in a like bizarre way or do anything. It actually made them better people. So if that's your thing, that's your thing. I just feel like nobody should be like judged for it, because when other people do it, it's cool. When other people start companies because they do it, it's cool. And so I feel like it's your choice. If it's legal where you are, you can do it. But just those typical stereotypes that automatically come because we have locks, I just don't think it's fair that we're denied opportunity, or the fact that in 2021 it's still illegal, right? Well, sorry, it's still legal in so many states for people not to employ you because you have locks. That's crazy in 2021 that you can be denied a job opportunity because you have locks. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. And so this campaign is not going to highlight just us as a company showing that we're going to be the very first Black owned lock brand in Walmart, but what our customers are doing in the real world. Like, that's so impactful. Like, if my daughter can look on a screen, your daughter, your son, whoever that at one point or another even looked at you crazy that you were having locks, and see that you're a nurse, you are saving lives, you are a lawyer, you're winning cases, like, all the little things that we do, even little, all the big things, all the big ways that we impact this country, this world, because we have customers all over the world, people who are serving in the army that for the first time can now wear their locks. Like, that's crazy. Like, every time we ship a package to Afghanistan, to Canada, to UK, to anywhere where our vets are serving, that makes us feel like everything is just worth it, because they have to, just seeing the fact that they have to order from overseas, abroad, well, abroad, because they have to order from us, they have to order to get their necessity, right, while serving. Like, that's the impact we're making, right? So being able to showcase that, like, no matter what talent you have, like, just showing that dynamic that we are unique, we're peculiar, and we're showing up as such, like, that campaign is just gonna be dope. It's just gonna be dope. And we already started getting them. We got lawyer videos already. Doesn't mean you can't submit your video if you're a lawyer, but the videos and the impact that we're already seeing, like, just watching the videos is like, we're dope. Like, we're dope as fuck. Like, period. Period. We're dope. We're dope. So yeah, submit your videos. The link is in my bio, and it gives you all the details, what we're looking for, the time period. I think the cutoff time is October, and then our editor is gonna go in. We're gonna do a whole shoot, and she's gonna like put everything together nicely. So make sure your lighting is good when you're doing it. We could hear you and see you clearly, because y'all. Okay, remember how I started a conversation today about how my week was just going really hard with just the launch and stuff. But on a personal note, like, if you guys don't know anything about me, just know that whatever the fuck I say happens, right? Whatever I put my mind to happens. And I'm just cursing because I want to get my poison card. But whatever I say in life happens. Like, last year, this time, I was doing live with you guys, and I told you guys I was going to change the world with our company. I was going to change how people feel about Locs. I told y'all this last year. And just this year alone, y'all, we've secured We are already in Sally Beauty. So we secured two other major retailers that we're going to launch in next year. And I can't tell you about all of them, but the fact that people want to carry a Loc brand specifically for Locs, y'all, crazy, crazy. So you never know where this video may end up in or at. You never know where this video may end up at, right? So just submit your video. Submit your video. And oh, let me see. I don't think, oh, damn it. I don't have it on my phone. April, I just actually edit your picture. So we did a photo shoot. This photo shoot was actually a few months back. So April like literally comes out to all our photo shoot because she's here in North Carolina. And it's one of those things where we have like a set of customers and we're like, hey, we're having a photo shoot. Can you make it? And they'll make it. So super grateful. And April came to our last photo shoot, which was actually our shoot for Sally's. And going through the pictures, so I actually needed a lifestyle picture for all the products that we're going to launch in Walmart. And I'm going through the pictures and I was like, April's picture is perfect. So April, you're gonna be on Walmart, girl. You're gonna be on Walmart. You're gonna be on Walmart. So listen, we just represent all over. So April's gonna be on Walmart. Girl, you cannot be among us folks and be doubting yourself. Period. Do not doubt yourself. Do not doubt yourself. The craziest thing is when we doubt ourselves, we're confirming what others think of us, right? When you doubt yourself, you're confirming what other people think of you, right? When you doubt yourself, you are confirming what others think of you. Y'all heard that? When you doubt yourself, you are confirming what others think of you. When you doubt yourself, you are confirming what others think of you. You got an interview to be a supervisor. I almost canceled my interview. Why? 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 See, when you guys like, okay, I'm gonna extend this to you guys because I guess we're not clear on this stuff, right? When you guys, we have our elite, you're in our elite tribe, right? You're in our regular Facebook group. When you guys have things that are conflicting in your real world, or you just need a motivation, you need a pep talk, you need sisterhood, manhood. Like we got a few men in the tribe too. But if you just need encouragement, right? Post it in our group. Like post it in our group. This is why I don't think you guys realize how protective we are of our communities. Like we get at least minimum 50, at least minimum 50 fake people trying to come into, not, they're not fake people, they're real people trying to present fake what do you call that, order numbers to come into our group, right? We don't let them in. We literally look at every person who's coming in our group. So trust that you can absolutely share what you're going through, because I guarantee you someone in our community has gone through that. Bye, T. Someone in our community has gone through what you're going through. Someone. I'll never forget when, bye. I'll never forget when this was our first year launching last year, and someone was going through, I think it was a divorce or something. And she posted a question like, hey, I'm going through XYZ and any advice, whatever. When I tell you the amount of Black women that showed up for her, and I'm not talking about, like sometimes you'll see posts like that and it always turns into like a bash fest. It was just like, we got you. This is what you need to do. This is how I navigated it. I haven't been there, but here's what I got for you. Here's a resource I got for you. Like, we have to be okay sometimes with being open and vulnerable and asking for help. And that's something I'm learning. Especially as Black women, right? We're taught to be strong. We're taught to not ask for help. We're taught like to put on that face, like, hey, I got this and, I got everything. But no, you can ask for help. And when you're in doubt of something like really that important, I think it's really important to just have, like, even if you don't want to come to us, like, have that one person that is gonna not like I'm trying to find an un-Jamaican word. I don't want to say sugarcoat, but that one person that is going to be honest with you, right? We all have that one person that's going to be brutally honest, but at the same time, they're able to deliver that honesty. Because I think that's where a lot of people don't know how to make that differentiation. And you can be brutally honest, but how are you delivering that honesty? And we all have to be mindful of that. Like, if you have loved ones in your life and they're always coming to you for advice, and you're like, I'm giving them the truth, but like, how are you giving them the truth? Like, how are you delivering that message to them? Because that can impact not just the decision that they're trying to make in that moment, but 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 6 months from now, when they're trying to make another decision, and they're like, well, you know what? Tara told me I wasn't good enough for this role, and I'm not even going to apply for it. So I would say dig deeper, right? What makes you think you weren't good enough for that role? What makes you think that you weren't good enough for that role? Because maybe that role isn't good enough for you, right? And that's a difference. If something is not good enough for you, it's okay to say, this is not for me. This is not going to be good for my mental. This is not going to be good for long term. Like, that's okay to say no to something that you just know straight up, no matter how much money you're going to be paid, your health is going to be compromised. It's okay to walk away from that. Right. But if you are just upfront denying yourself and saying, you know what, I don't deserve this, then that's something you have to look at the depth of what's going on. Like, where is that coming from? Like, where is that validation coming from that's saying no off the bat? Like, you're not deserving of something. You're not deserving of getting a reward. You're not deserving of going up the ladder. Like, what's making you think that? Where's that coming from? And even if you can honestly go back to a person that made you felt that way, and that person is still in your life, cut them off. If it's somebody you could cut off, cut them off. Cut them off. But we have to like literally take a hold of everything in our life. Like, life is too short. If 2021 or yeah, 2021, what were we 2021? If 2020 did not teach you anything, if 2020 did not teach us all anything, one thing it taught us is life is entirely too short. Life is entirely too short. Like, it's so short. Like, I saw friends that like were on my timeline all the time that I thought I had enough time to go hang out with them. I thought that I can't wait to see them when I go back to New York. I thought that, oh my God, I can't wait to see their kids. And 2020 took them. 2020 took them. 2020 was like, I'm not playing. I'm just going to take. I'm going to show y'all how valuable life is. I'm going to show you how valuable life is. And so if you have amends to make, peace to make with either someone you did wrong, because I think sometimes we also always kind of focus on who did us wrong and how someone affected us or impacted us. But who have you hurt? Like, when was the last time you hurt someone? Right? And it's okay to be a big mature, because sometimes we grown and we not wearing grown panties or grown boxers. But sometimes it's okay to say, you know what? I effed up and I'm going to apologize. I'm going to make things right because life is too short. And that person that I hurt, that was actually a great relationship. And I want to make it better. Right. And sometimes it's also okay to say, I am deserving of peace and I don't need to explain. My phone's about to die soon, yo. I'm deserving of peace and I don't need to explain to you anything. Yes, own your wrongs and it's okay. If my phone die, I'm sorry. I just don't be charging it. But own your faults too. Like I think sometimes we focus heavily on like how others hurt us, but like sometimes we hurt people too. I'm the only person of color as a FNP in my debt department, and they would apply. I did my interviews. Yes, please post in the group. And here's the thing, because I may have to go to the next room, y'all, because my phone's going to die, and I really want to make sure y'all get this word tonight. This is Preacher Tara Turn on. Locked and Loaded Live as ended at 7. Locked and Loaded Live ended at 7. We're now in Preacher Tara's forum, okay? Preacher Tara's forum. So I'm going to transmit my, I don't know how to do this because I'm trying to charge my phone. This is so ghetto. Okay. I need to say something to you about being the only person of color, but I just don't want my phone to die while I'm talking to you. So I'm going to go to Tawana's office because I think that's where I left my charger. So I'm going to take my stand. Hold on, y'all. Look at my stands. And I think she may have locked her office door. So, okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on. I know she watching me laughing like, look at this girl. Okay, hold on. Yep, she locked up. His office. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm in Tawana's office now. Hold on. So here's what I want to say to you about the when you're black, right? When we're black, there's gonna be a lot of firsts, right? There's gonna be a lot of firsts. Hold on, let me just plug this in, y'all. There's gonna be, and I don't even want to say when you're black. What it is, what it is. Hold on. Okay, I got some juice coming to my phone. All right. All right, you guys. Oh God, sorry. Lord, y'all, my phone fell. My phone fell. This is ghetto. Hold on. All right. When you are a person of color, this stand hates me. When you're a person of colors, Jesus. When you're a person of color, sorry, Facebook. When you're a person of color, there's going to be a lot of firsts, right? There's going to be a lot of firsts. And I don't know, honestly. Well, no, I'm not going to say that. I do know why that is because we've missed a lot of opportunities in life. And right now, there's like an extreme highlight on you're going to be the first. Like, I hate these type of articles. Like, anytime someone wants to write an article on me, I kind of hate it, but it really puts you like in it really just makes whatever you're doing make more sense, right? So like even sometimes I'll tell you guys like we're gonna be the first lot brand we're the first lot brand in Sally's, black home. We're the first black home lot brand in Walmart's, right? I hate saying that. And hate is a strong word, so I'm gonna take that back. I dislike saying that, right? Because I shouldn't in 2021 be the first, right? I shouldn't in 2021 be the first, but it just shows you like the marketplace is not diverse and it's lacking, right? And that's fine. That's where we come in and we're going to shake it up. But If at your job, at your workplace, you're the first to do something, if in your family, you're the first to graduate, if in your family, you're the first person to go to college, if in your family, you're the first person to start a business, if in your family, if wherever you look, your surroundings, you're the first, it is okay, right? It is okay. And that pressure should not honestly be on you to be the first anything. That pressure should not be on you to feel like, you know what, I'm the first in this work environment that's doing XYZ, or I'm going to be the first Black woman to do this. Because now it also puts that additional pressure on us as Black women and men. But it puts that additional pressure to say, dag, I'm going to be the first person in this role in my company. I cannot fail, right? And that's where the undermining comes in. That's when our self-doubt comes in, because you already put that pressure with that title, right? And with the fact that we're Black. And you know what? It's okay to fail. It's okay to not be 100%. It's okay to not be perfect, but we have to put those expectations out first, right? So if you're going in a new role and you know that, it's okay to say, you know what, this is going to be new for me and I'm going to do my very best, but I also need grace and time. Maybe I need to learn this new role. Maybe I have to take an extra class just to, catch up on the new updated stuff or whatever it is. Just be transparent with the fact that you're going to need time to adjust. You're going to need time to adjust, right? Stop carrying the weight of the world. Like, stop carrying the weight of the world. We've been doing that for years. We've been doing that forever. Stop carrying the weight of the world. Like, if something bad happens, it's not, and it's, you know it's not your fault. Do not guilt trip yourself. Do not carry that weight. Do not carry that weight. I can't use my laptop to charge because the camera's plugged in there. Smarty pants. Grace. Like, give yourself grace, please. Everyone, give yourself grace. Like, we just went through something unimaginable. Like, nobody could have prepared us for COVID. Nothing could have prepared us for COVID-19. Nothing. Right? Nobody, there's no manuscript on it. Like, I mean, in a few shows here and there, you may see some insight, but no one could have prepared us for this, right? So we're navigating. Okay, this is what we're going to do, a quick exercise, right? Here's a quick exercise. Everyone on this live right now, and even if you're watching the replay, everyone on this live, just to show you the weight of the world that we carry, everyone on this live, and I'm going to do it myself too, in the comments section, type out something that you're in charge of, something you're in charge of, something you're the caretaker of. Put it in the comment section. I just want to show you guys something visually. In the comment section, put the roles that you have to do on a day-to-day basis that you have no time off from in the comment section. This is an exercise we're going to do together. I'm not going to go because I have too much. Y'all gonna think I'm crazy. But in the comment section, put down at least, if you want to list all of them, if you can type out all of them, but in the comment section, just put out some of the things that you have to do on a day-to-day basis. Some of the roles. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a teacher, I'm having to care for my parents. Just start typing them out so you guys can realistically see how much weight that you're carrying, and you're carrying this weight. All right. Like, Tiffany, you carrying a whole baby. That's work every day. You carrying a whole baby. That's work every day. And then some of us, right? Some of us are, given life, and we're about to give life, and we have to be very, very cautious because we're maybe high risk, or we're just having all these fears that come with the role that's to come ahead, to come ahead of us. Write that down too, because that's something you carry that you shouldn't be carrying. Y'all started already. Janae said, mom, wife, caregiver. And right now I'm writing, listen, 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 mom, wife, work, working out. You got to put that on the list too, keto. You got to put that on the list too. Cleaning my house. I have a lawn service cut about 12 yards daily. Work a full-time job. Ma'am, go take a break. Go sit down somewhere. Go drink somebody's wine. Go drink somebody's wine. Go drink somebody's wine. Cause y'all just read. I want you guys to like put everybody put the stuff in the comment section. But I also want you to just like realistically look at the stuff you guys are typing out. And you think this is normal. Tawana, you don't count. But you guys think this is normal. You do count, mama. You guys think this is normal because we've normalized this. We've normalized all of this. Like, look at the stuff y'all are typing out and you think it's normal. We've normalized overworking. We've normalized working super hard. We've normalized being super mom, super this, not failing. We all need a break. Look at the comments that what you guys are typing. Please look at the comments. Look at the comments of what y'all are typing. And thank you for being vulnerable and sharing. But I want you guys to look at what you guys are typing. Because we've normalized all of this. And we haven't given ourselves grace. And if you can't give yourself grace, you won't have peace. If you can't give yourself grace, you won't have peace. And I'm speaking to myself too, y'all. I'm speaking to myself too. Now I'm going to keep reading them. But I want to go back to matriarchs because you started this conversation, girl. So here's what sis is doing. Sis got a whole opportunity to be promoted. And this is what she does on a day. This is not, I'm sure this is not everything she does. Cleaning my house. She has a lawn service company and she cuts 12 yards daily with her lawn service company. I know, I personally, I don't lift up a lawnmower because I don't know how to turn one on and I don't know how to use one. And there's no shame in my game about that. But I know when my neighbors are cutting grass and my husband's cutting grass, it takes about the whole day. It's like a day, like it's like a 1 day project, right? But you're doing 12 a day. And you don't even stop there. You still go to somebody's full-time job. You still work a full-time job. Grace, grace, sis, grace. Go drink somebody's wine. Go drink somebody's wine. You need a whole bottle of wine by yourself. By yourself. Just like turn off everything. Just listen to your heartbeat. You just go take just a glass of wine. I'll send you a glass of wine. What's your favorite wine? Like, let me know your favorite wine so I could send you a glass of wine. So I want to make sure we get her favorite wine. She needs a glass of wine. Black Princess says, caretaker of my 2 sons and carrying my first daughter. Like, pregnancy is no joke, y'all. Pregnancy is no joke, especially for Black women. We literally, and this is not to traumatize anybody on here who's expecting, but for those of us who've already had kids and all that stuff, we know how traumatizing it can be for Black women in America to have kids It's literally every time we choose to get pregnant and give birth, we're choosing between our lives and the life of the child that we're carrying. And God blesses us at the end when we both come out of it, right? But that's just the circumstances of being a Black woman in America pregnant, right? Grace, graces. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Love on yourself. Allow people to love on you. That's something we don't do often. Allow people to love on us. Grace. Tawana. Tawana says, Mom, caretaker, health challenges. She works. Tawana works. Tawana is our head of director here. And I don't have just one company, y'all. I have about five or so. I don't know how many companies we have, but she's the director of all of them. She has to deal with how my brain works on a daily basis. And so she gets grace all the time. Because if anybody could deal with me, and I'm not a horrible boss, it's just that I have a lot going on. And the way my mind works, it takes a special person to handle that. And something I'll share like that happened today. Like she has allergy. And so she came and I was like, girl, you want to work from home tomorrow? Because she's still going to get the job done. Do it wherever you're comfortable, right? And that's allowing grace, right? That's allowing grace. So give yourself grace. And sometimes it's okay to ask for grace. Sometimes it's okay to say, is it possible? Right. So when I asked her today, she was like, oh, I was going to ask you, but I wasn't sure. Like, ask for what you want sometimes, right? It's okay to ask, but be fair, but ask for what you want sometimes. I'm 100% advocate for my 2-year old who is autistic. Ma'am, I was going to say if you need a wine too, but you pregnant. But you pregnant. After the baby, I'll send you a bottle of wine. Because being pregnant and taking care of a 2-year-old autistic child is a lot. It's a lot. Mom, wife, work, and taking care of my mom and dad, and also my tenants. You want a bottle of wine too, sis? We need to start a wine company. We need to start a wine company. I think I know what we're gonna do. We need a whole PR trip because we is doing it out here. Single mom of four. I could relate to that because my mom was a single mom of four, and my mom is like the hardest. Y'all think I work hard? My mom is the hardest working woman I've ever seen, and she never complained one day about being a parent. She never complained one day about being a single mom. So, Britt, hats off to you. Hats off to you. Pammy said, my list used to be a lot longer than it is. Through self realization, that list has decreased. Yes. And I think we could take it a step further. What we can do is the list that you put in the comment section, I want you to write it out. Like, because I know what you guys like put in the comment section is still not like 100% your truth of what you actually do and your roles and all that stuff. And maybe you just don't have enough space to write it out or time. But I want you guys to like write it, sketch it out. So you're gonna take a book, you use your iPhone, you're gonna write it out, right? Write it out. And that when you write, like I don't know if you guys journal, but I write out my thoughts a lot. When you begin to write stuff out, you begin to see like what's going on in your brain, what's going on in your life. Like I have this program I use for work, and it's literally like a brain dump, right? And it has, I'm gonna tell y'all how many. It has something called project boards, right? And there's at least maybe 50 boards on here. right? That's 50 boards of stuff that's going on, I'm working on, and that's extremely a lot, right? But when I write it down, it becomes clear to me how much I'm doing and what I need to prioritize and what I need to stop doing, right? So just go ahead, write out your list, look at what you're doing, look at what you can start taking out, right? Obviously, we can't take out our kids, can't take out your kids. But what are some things that you can do? And actually, I'll take the back. You can. If you can get a babysitter, if you can get a grandparent or an aunt to watch them maybe once a week or maybe once a month every weekend, like once a month every weekend, and take that day to do nothing or take that day to do something that you enjoy, right? That's a great self care practice. I think we talk about self care a lot, but it's not just sitting there with a candle lit or like it's really just taking time out for yourself and then just doing whatever you feel like doing, even if it's nothing. So I love that Pammy said that her list used to be longer until she realized and then she decreased her list. So let's all make a list, right? Stick to it and do the work. Angela said, Mom, cook, clean, wash clothes, work out. Tiffany says, Caring life, working full time, friend and sister. Because that's a good one too. Because those roles add up, y'all. Being a friend, being a sister, being a daughter, being a son. Awesome says, battling health issues, no break from that while working full time. Also, mom, have elderly parents, nurse, starting up a new business, friend, big sister, auntie. Girl, your list, your list. Tiffany also says, dog mom, wife, aunt, soon to be mom. Listen, y'all list is y'all gave me a headache with y'all list. Y'all lists are long. But this is good. See, when you write it out, it shows you how much you're doing and you're still expecting more of yourself. You're still thinking this isn't enough. Pam said, mother, wife, loctician, manage my home, name a few. She said, I don't drink. I'll send you chocolate. I'll send you chocolate. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, we have to find like people that we can like confide in, trust to talk to, like, and it's also important not to like burden people too much, right? And that's like a fine line between that because I used to have friends that would literally just burden me with stuff that was going wrong, right? Do you, and I think we all have that friend that literally only calls you when something bad is happening in life and they just need somebody to dump it on. And if you're an empath like myself, it's not just a dump and then you're done with it. It's a dump and you take it on. And now you're figuring out how to maneuver that, how to help them, how to change that. And 2 minutes later, they're over it, but you're still trying to figure it out, right? So be mindful of people like that in your life. That's just like an emotional dumper. Like they just use you as a disposal emotional dumper. You're just dumping their emotions on you and then letting you figure it out. So be very use discernment for sure with that because you don't want that, right? Because you're trying to deal with your own emotions, you're trying to control your mental health, and you just have these emotional dumper just dumping your emotions on you, and you don't know what to do with it because you're still trying to figure out how to help them when they're over it. They're like, okay, next problem. I'm coming to you with the next problem, and you're like, well, what about last week's? Did you get that? Like energy vampires, indeed. Yes. literally. Like I used to like this is how when we talk about grace and we talk about protecting our peace, like last year, and I've probably shared this with you guys last year, or the year before last, I don't remember which one it was, but my goal was not like a tangible goal, like, hey, I want this, I want to acquire this. It was, I wanted to protect my peace at all costs. If that meant losing relationships, if that meant losing friendships, but I wanted to protect my peace at all costs. And so anything that disrupted my peace, anything that caused me to stir or to be angry or to question a person, they were just cut off. Right. And there's one thing about me. I am very, I'll give you the world, I'll love on you. But once you screw me over, you're dead to me. And I know that's a little bit harsh. And I don't know if that's like us, if y'all read signs and stuff, and if that's a sign thing, but that's just me. And you're just like, you don't even like whatever. I don't care if we were, and maybe this is a bad thing, I don't know, but even if we were like friends for like a long time, if you did something, and that, because I take loyalty very seriously, but if you did something that was like super questionable and I'm like, oh, I cannot, like, I could forgive you. And this is where like forgiveness comes. Like you can forgive somebody, but it doesn't mean that you have to hold space for them, right? And a lot of times in my life, I've done that. I'm like, I forgave them and I still want them around. But kind of like what Pam said about energy vampire, you're still allowing them to get back in somewhere, because if they do, they're going to do it again. It's just a matter of when, right? And so I decided, like, I don't want anything to interfere with my peace, um, at all. Like, didn't matter what it was. Like, as soon as it triggered my peace, it just had to be gone. Like, it had to be gone, right? So I encourage you guys, like, if you find that your peace is constantly being stirred or either dismissed or challenged, like, start looking at what's causing that around you. Like, what's causing your peace to be stirred? And who do you need to get rid of? Or what do you need to get rid of? Right? Because life, again, is too short. Life is too short. Autumn said, I thought I was just coming here for lock tips, and for some reason the water is coming from my eyes. Thank you for this. My son calls me cut him off queen because I'm the same. Yes. I'm glad whoever is on this is meant for y'all. Like whoever is on is meant for y'all. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, like it's weird for me. And I also I'm super grateful for that. I call it a skill. I'm super grateful for that skill because being an empath, I'm so surprised that I'm able to cut people off like that. I'm actually so surprised. Like I'm able to just cut and keep it moving. And it doesn't mean that I hate them. It doesn't mean that I'm carrying a grudge or a malice or I don't even think about them. I don't even think about them because whatever their purpose was in my life at that point, they served it and farewell. They served it and farewell. I hold no malice. I hold no bad energy for them, no bad nothing. I wish nothing against them. If whatever they did, the Most High is already dealing with that. And what I always tell people is I would pray. I pray my enemies. I pray when people do bad against me or ill against me. I pray that I'm able to handle it, right? Because if God handles it on my behalf, you're fucked. You're screwed. You're screwed. And I've seen the wrath of God because He knows my heart. He knows I don't bother nobody. So when you mess with God's children, you are screwed. You are screwed. And it's not going to happen like when you think it's going to happen, right? It's just going to happen when you done forgot about that person, right? And so when you see sometimes people are going through like really bad stuff, like I used to be like feeling bad for people, but I don't know what they did in their past life. I don't know what they're doing in their current life, right? So you just have to pray for people. But I always pray that you don't feel God's wrath, feel my wrath. And I don't have much wrath. So feel my wrath. But if God decides to take over and pay you for what you did to his child, Lord, I pray for you. I pray for you because it ain't pretty. I've seen what he did and has done. And I feel bad, but I remember, and I don't know why this just popped in my head. I remember like when I was a teenager and it was like summertime and I had this friend. And at the time I thought this was like I would guess you would probably say this was like my best friend. And I was working like a summer job and I was saving all my coins, y'all. I was braiding I was braiding everybody's hair. I was working like in a braiding salon and I was braiding hair. That time like everybody wanted their hair braided. I was making like good coins. And I was always like a hustler. Like I always had like a Jamaican like 50 jobs. But even as a teenager, I was just saving. I didn't know what I was saving for, but I was just saving. And I had this friend around me. And one day I went to the bank. And I'll never use my money, y'all. I went to the bank and I was buying something and the card declined. And I was so embarrassed. I was like, my card? Like, y'all, I was a teenager. It probably wasn't more than like $1,000 or something. But 10 years ago, that was a lot of money for a teenager, saving up. And it was like, it's declined. So I run home. I think computers were like still new then. So I run home, I'm searching the computer and I'm trying to log in and it says, it tells you the money was taken out and it just tells you like back then it didn't give you much detail. It says money was withdrawn, Brooklyn, something like that. It doesn't give you the location or anything. So I jump on the phone and I'm like, hey, it's saying my money was withdrawn, but I wasn't here at this place and da da da, what's going on? And she was like, yes, ma'am, it was withdrawn. It's like across the street from your house. So I'm like, I'm not smoking. I'm not bugging. Like, I never went to this place and withdraw. I never withdraw money in like any convenience store or whatever. But it shows that the money was withdrawn. The person took everything from my account. Y'all, why this girl? Why this girl went to she's chilling with us. She's chilling with my family. She's in my home, chilling with my family. My mom knew her, like my brothers, everybody knew this girl. We partied together. We were kids together, right? She went across the street. She withdrew the money, all of the money. She didn't even leave me $5. Like, at least leave me $5. She didn't even leave me nothing. She just withdrew all the coins, right? She withdrew all the money and she went about her business. And I saw her shopping. I was shopping with her, spending my money. I'm going to say that again. I was shopping with her, spending my money. I was shopping with her, spending my money. And to show you how much I don't spend money, I was shopping with this chick and I wasn't even buying anything. Right. So it didn't even dawn on me then that I didn't have my money, my bank account was gone, like it was drawn. And after digging and digging and digging, I was like, it finally hit me because everything made sense. Everything aligned. She was in my house at that time. She had went to the store with my cousin to withdraw the money at the time that the bank shows that the money was withdrawn. I went to the corner because I couldn't believe it, y'all. I couldn't believe it. I went to the corner store and I was like, sir, I'm gonna file a police report, but can you watch the video? You don't have to tell me like name or whatever. Can you just describe it? If I describe the person, can you just confirm yes or no? Lucky thing we were like close with the corner store. Like if you live in Brooklyn, you're probably close to whatever corner store is on the block. And we were close. So my aunt went with me and he was like, yeah, it's your friend, the one that always come. He told me. And I was like, Like, how? And what was crazy about the whole ordeal was I all like anywhere I went with this girl, like I'm buying her stuff. Like I'm that friend that's going like I'm that friend that always have broke best friends, right? So I'm always buying, I'm always paying for dinner. I'm not telling nobody to give me back no money. So I was like, why couldn't she just ask me like if she wanted to borrow the stuff or it was and what made it worse, it wasn't a necessity. It wasn't a need because you clearly went shopping for like new Jordans at the time, new whatever was in. And from there, I could have took that experience and say, you know what, I don't trust women. I could have took that experience and said, I don't trust nobody. I could have take that experience and just be bitter my whole life, right? But that was one person, y'all. That was one person. And even from then, being that young, I just knew like I didn't want to be bitter about the situation. I knew it was just money. And honestly, the way I looked at that situation was like she bought out our friendship for $1,000. She bought out her friendship for $1,000. Y'all, today I'm worth more than $1,000, right? But she bought out our friendship for $1,000. $1,000. And I'm not even going to share where she's at in life right now. But she bought out, and from literally from that thing happened, it was like a constant roller coaster of negative stuff just happening to her. Negative stuff. I never did anything to her. I never prayed bad about her. I just left it. I turned to my mom and said, Mom, it's okay. Because my family's crazy. They're Jamaican. My older cousins and stuff, like they were ready to like, they were ready. But I was like, no. I said, Mom, she bought out our friendship. She bought out our friendship for $1,000. Went back to work, made back my money, mind my business. You can't come to my house. Like you, she actually disappeared. She never confronted me about it. She just disappeared. She just disappeared. And I promise you that she's still paying for that thing right now. She's still paying for that thing right now. So that's why I said earlier in the conversation, I said we also have to be mindful of what we've done to people and how we've hurt people, right? Because even if you did it 10 years ago, you still probably paying for it 10 years later, right? Until you really repent and you really make right, right? So we have to be mindful. Like some of the things that we're going through in life is based on what we've done in the past. And I'm not thinking I'm thinking you guys are all good people, but I'm also showing the contrast because a lot of the times we think about the opposite, like how many people have hurt us, but what have we done to people, right? And I don't I don't like literally she just that story just popped up in my head, but I don't think about this girl. I don't like wish bad on her. If I see her on the street, I probably don't know who she is. I'm sure she's kept updated on who I am and where I am in life now, but it's not something like I lose sleep over. Like, oh my God, I really want that money back. Like, I just honestly looked at she bought our friendship was worth $1,000 to her. Like, that's all it was. And people will show you who they are. It may be today, it may be tomorrow, it may be as soon as they meet you, but when they show you, believe them. When they show you, believe them. You don't give them another chance to like make the same mistake because that wasn't a mistake. That's a habit. That's who you are, right? I'm not saying people can't change, but you will know. Listen to your gut. Like us women, we have intuition that you cannot buy. It's priceless. And sometimes we tap out of it based on what society tells us. But like in 2021, as you're going forward, as you're growing, tap back into it. Like tap back into your intuitions. If your gut is telling you something, follow your gut. Use your discernment. No, I wasn't gonna lock her up for $1,000 because we were young. We were young, and also like with stuff like that, I'm very cautious of like I personally wouldn't have filed charges because she's a black woman in America. you know? And even though she fucked me over, it's like that would have been on her record forever. That would have been like it's a, to me it's like again, I just had to look at it the simplest way. She just bought our friendship for $1,000. Like it may go over a lot of, people's head, but it's just $1,000, right? She's dealing with way more, and I'm probably sure she probably did the same thing to the wrong person, and that's where it gets tricky. If you do this, keep doing the same thing, and you do it to the wrong person, that's where it gets horrible. And imagine if that happened then. Imagine now, right? I wouldn't want that person around me now. So I'm glad she revealed her true character then. So she's not around me now, right? But yeah, we have to be just mindful of the people we let in our space, the people we allow to trust, the people we let speak into our lives. And like everything is just a full circle that we have to be mindful of. We just have to be mindful and aware. That's something I'm not good at. I'm not good at being aware, like, because I have so much going on. But I've been really trying to meditate a lot more, which is hard for me. My mind cannot like meditate because I literally think about so much things at one time. But we have to be mindful to just sit, be still, be calm, be at peace, whatever that looks like, and just be happy. Like right now, if anything doesn't bring you peace and happiness, cut it off. Of course, there are going to be circumstances in our life that we have to like go through a season of storm or a season of discomfort, and that's okay. I'm not talking about that because you'll know when those things are, right? Like when I got on the call and I said, hey, y'all, I'm kind of out of it today because I'm dealing with this whole launch, but I know this is just a season of like an uncomfortable season for me because I'm getting to go into a season of expansion, right? You can't talk about the success without talking about the in between, the pains, the hiccups. It's just like you're giving birth. You're gonna go through different pains. You're gonna go through. Baby's gonna kick you. And you're gonna be like, I wish I could kick you back, but I can't. I'm just gonna take it because I love you, right? And so you're gonna go through those stages. You're gonna know what those stages are. You can't control those, right? It's a part of your growth. It's a part of you enter into that season that's gonna bring that abundance and flourish. So that's fine. I'm not talking about those hiccups. I'm not talking about those growing pains. I'm talking about the ones you can look at and you can feel right away, like, hey, this is uncomfortable. You don't need to be here. This situation don't need to be here. I'm talking about those, right? But also don't talk yourself out of blessings. Don't talk yourself out of opportunities because you are uncomfortable of growth, right? Because if you pass it, God's going to pass it on to somebody else. I always say that, like, we may get an opportunity and we're so busy, like, trying to pick it apart and like this is not it or this is wrong, but it's you could look at it and tell us this is your opportunity, this is for you, but you're too busy trying to judge it or think you're not qualified enough, and he's going to put somebody else in place that he deems qualified or that he deems not qualified just to show you how qualified you are. Y'all, and that's the worst. Like, y'all, when God takes, and I'm trying not to be too spiritual with y'all because I'm also respectful of people's beliefs, but if you are given an opportunity and you decide to sleep on it, right? You decide to sleep on it because whatever reason you decide to sleep on it, and he pass it on to somebody else, he will make sure you got a front seat to watch it. He's going to make sure you have a front seat to watch the blessing that was given to somebody that didn't deserve it. Y'all never heard that before, right? Y'all never heard that before, right? Because he want to make sure you understand that he selected you for an opportunity. You didn't want it. So he's going to make sure he's going to show you how it's going to look on somebody else that is not even qualified for it. He's going to show you. Yo, we had this idea, right? We had Peculiar Roots. This idea was 5, 6 years ago. Actually, no, we could take it way back. Maybe before we got Locs, before we had Locs. You know those like those God, the guys may know, like back in the days when you had braids and you had to like maybe take your mom's or your girlfriend's stocking, old stocking, and make like a head thing out of it. My husband had like an idea for that, right? But like the modernized version. And we sat on the idea. We didn't know we're from the hood, y'all. We're from the hood. We sat on the idea. We didn't know who to go to. We didn't know what to do. It's just like Black people, we always have ideas and we don't know what to do with them. And sat on the idea. 2 weeks later, no, like 3 months later, we went into the store. We saw the idea in the store. I'm like, Dad, God gave us that idea and we slept on it. We didn't even try. We didn't even attempt. We didn't even attempt to do nothing with it. We slept on it, right? And I was like, you know what, God? I'm never going to let that happen to me again. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to go to every door. I'm going to get doors slammed in my face. I'm going to figure it out. A few years later, we had Alethea. That's when Darling & Co. was born. So Darling & Co. is like our kids brand. So if you guys didn't know, we have a baby company. It's the first Black-owned baby registry, Darling & Co. That was born out of a need, right, for our daughter. And at the back of his head, particularly, he always wanted to do a lock company. But I kept saying, it's not big of a market. Who really wants lock products? Like, I mean, we could just use the products on the market. Like, nobody cares about that. He's like, no, we need to do this. So I'm like, all right, let's build this company and we're going to make enough money to build another company because we see how hard it is to kind of finance companies and stuff like that. It's like, okay, build a company and brought up the idea again. So now formulating the products are like, okay, we can't find nobody to make these products. Everybody we go to is like, oh, it's not a good enough idea. Oh, it's not a big enough market. Oh, yeah, I could do it. And 3 months later, oh, can't do it. Sorry, we're full. Couldn't find no help. Couldn't find, like, I have all the connections in the world. But this is when this is when people show their true character. Everybody that I know that was in this space promised me they could do it. Promise me. I could help you. And then I think people, when you actually show people your vision and it becomes a reality, if it scares them, they won't help you. And so we got all the yes that turned into no's. I was like, oh God, this is a sign. We're not supposed to do this. And kept pushing. We kept pushing, and found a solution, right? We found a solution. Launched it. The first month we launched, COVID, the end of March, going into April last year, we launched. The first week we sold out. I was like, whoa, what's going on here? Okay, I didn't expect this. I mean, we were working hard, but I didn't expect this. And supply chain was a wreck. Like, we couldn't find bottles, y'all. It was a nightmare. But God kept supplying. He kept providing. He kept pushing. 3, 4 months later, came across this opportunity for Sally's. Won it. It's like, whoa, this is too. Can we slow down, God? Can we slow down? Because this is moving too fast. You put me on the bus And now you're moving too fast. Like you're driving reckless. This is me talking to God. You driving reckless, sir. Can you just slow down? Because I's not ready. Girl, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. You're just being used. Like, just do what I tell you. And this is what we have to understand. When God gives you an idea, it's still His. Did y'all hear that? When God gives y'all an idea, it's still His. Sometimes we get caught up in things thinking it's ours, but it's still His. It's His idea. You're just being used. Don't ever forget that. You're just being used. You're just being used. And I'm like, oh God, like this is going too fast. And He just kept pushing. And He kept just making things that was not supposed to happen. And I don't think it hit me till I started having conversations with like people who's been in the space forever. And they're like, you're onto something. Like this is people will, you guys understand, people come on our page and they will look at your comments. They will look in the groups and they will be like, they'll look on our website reviews and they're like, what are you selling? This sounds like crack. My mentor, one of my mentor, who's like a white ball guy, he said, what are you selling? It seems like crack. Because these reviews, do you know people take years to get reviews like this? People take years to get reviews. Are you paying for these reviews? No, sir. No. But y'all, this is why I always tell people peculiar reason is a God idea. So nothing or no one can stand in the way of what He has planned for it. Nothing or no one can stand in the way of what He has planned for it. Like the things He's about to do is just going to blow minds. It's going to shake up industries. It's going to make people think, why didn't, like, this is why. And Tawana, she's here. She sees it all the time. Literally, we have like a program, and it could tell us when our copies are used, our word and whatever is used on social media. We get an alert every time somebody copies something from us and use it. And this is like on a day-to-day basis, y'all. Our verbiage, everything is used over and over. Like sometimes you'll listen to somebody you come across on social media and they sound like me, or they sound like something you've seen on Peculiar Roots, and you guys message us or DM us. And don't worry, it's a part of what He's doing, right? It's a part of what He's doing. It's a part of what He's doing. Don't worry. Like we got legal stuff to protect that stuff, but it's a part of what He's doing. I promise you. But that's something I had to come in terms with. I think Tawana is still not there yet, but our team is still not there yet. Just seeing like our verbiage or our content online and being used as if it was other people's own. But just know this is what we do collectively, right? This is what we do collectively. When you go into it, like you go into a space and you shake it up. You shake it up, right? You shake it up and you say, I belong here, right? Going back to my checker, you go into a space, you get an opportunity to be a supervisor, you go into it, you shake it up, and you let them know I belong here. That's it. That's it. Because that table, that chair is waiting for you. You just need to sit your ass in it. It's there waiting for you. You just need to sit in it. Right? Nobody can take that away from you. And this is what we all hold, a greatness in us that sometimes is scary. Sometimes it's scary, especially when God literally takes your hand and say, I'm going to use you and I'm going to do this thing that I need to be done. It's going to be scary, but just know you're not alone. He's not going to leave you alone. He's not going to leave you alone. Gradually, you're not going to be the only Black woman in this space. Gradually, you're not going to be the only Black employee or whatever. You're not going to be the only whatever it is that's making you uncomfortable, right? Someone said something. I was reading a trend in our Facebook group, and I think they were talking about like the word dreads. And she said, when she goes around, she said, I use it because I want people to normalize um, in locks. And I don't wear my hair like all put together because I want to normalize it. I want people to know this is normal, right? And this goes for all of us. I had a conversation with you guys like not years ago, last year, last year. And I said to you, if you are walking down the street and you see somebody, you see a brother or sister with locks, say, hey, girl, your locks look great. If you're in the workplace and you see somebody, oh my gosh, your hair looks fabulous. Impact, right? That's a small impact we all can make together. Because when you see and uplift each other, we're also normalizing it, right? It's not just who's going to create a job position for us, who's going to create a place for us, right? You have to start creating these spaces for yourself. So if you're a nurse and you go into work and you have locks and you're like, you know what? Um, One of our brand ambassador, nurse Poison Ivy, she has like pink locks and she's a nurse. And she was challenged at first for it. She shared this on the podcast. She was challenged at first for it. And she was like, no, this is not in your rule book. You're not about to change your rule book because now I have something. Because other employees come with pink hair. It's just not locks, but you never had a problem with it. So you have to demand change, shake things up, make them re-question themselves in a legal way, right? In a legal way. When you assert yourself in a legal way and with proof, all bets are off. Because remember, we're not supposed to be able to think. We're not supposed to be smart. How dare you be smart? How dare you be smart and black? How dare you be smart and black? That's not supposed to happen. Yeah. Yes, he will definitely send help. He will definitely send help. He will send help. He will send help. If you ask for it, he will send help. I didn't know what help looked like. Because, Lord, I didn't know what help looked like, but I asked for it. I was bold enough to go steal help. Don't steal help. But I was bold enough to yank Tawana out of her job and said, ma'am, you coming over here. Okay? You coming over here. But that was God. That wasn't me. I wouldn't do that. That was God. That was God. So don't go yanking nobody out of nowhere. Pammy said, but when you have a community that has been waiting for their chance to step into light, we will praise the one who flipped the switch. Yes. Yes. Like, you know what my favorite thing is, y'all? My favorite thing, one of my favorite thing to do is, and I probably do this like at the end of the week, I go to our website and I look at the reviews. And I call them love notes. I call them love notes because most of the times you guys leave like a picture with your review. I call them love notes. And so I read your love notes. I read your love message because each love message and each love note just reminds me of our why we're doing what we're doing. Like if I could go and see one review every week where it's like, oh my gosh, best products. Oh my gosh, this smells amazing. Oh my, because every word that you're saying is dismissing, right? Is dismissing one of those stereotypes. My hair smells amazing. Locks don't smell amazing. My hair feels good. It looks good. Locks don't look good. It looks unprofessional. So your reviews are more than just reviews. It's this like you're dismissing all these stereotypes that's out here about us, right? And so that's what I read. I don't just read it smells good. I'm thinking about where you're going. When I hear people say, "Oh my gosh, I was at work," I forgot who messages this. Said I was at work and my four of my coworkers started to smell my hair, and then they end up buying the products and they don't even have locks. Dismissing stereotypes, right? Because they assume your hair wasn't going to smell good, and so when you come in, it smells like heaven. They're trying to like sniff you all the way down, like what's going on? Like, can I have some of this too? Right? So this is like that brings me so much joy and just being able to I this is the most I tell you guys this all the time. This is like my favorite company. I shouldn't have a favorite one, but it's my favorite company because I could 100% be myself. I could talk about the things I truly love, like the things I'm talking to you guys about right now. You guys are not tripping out like, gosh, she's weird. Like she's all over the place with her thoughts. Like I don't have to be 100%. Like everything the gurus say not to do, I've done on this live tonight. And you could stay or you could go. That's the beauty of it, right? But everything any guru will teach you, like, don't get too personal on lives. Don't do this. Don't talk about God. Don't do like don't shake your head. Don't drop the camera, Tara. Don't not charge your phone, Tara. Like you guys know I don't charge my phone and you love me. You guys know I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna just be myself most of the day, well, all the time. And like I may trip up, I may talk pato, I may get angry, I don't think I've ever cried for y'all yet, but you guys know like what to expect, right? And I don't take that for granted that I can have that connection with you guys where it's it's sometimes challenging because you guys sometimes think that I'm doing all the things in Peculiar Roots. So sometimes when you order and you're like sending a message, you're like, thanks, Tara. And then my team is like, oh, so we don't work here. They're just going to tell you, thank you. We're packing the order. Or you DM us and you're like, hey, Tara, so can you give me a tip on XYZ? And then Tawana is like, but I'm answering it. Like, I guess I'm just going to sound like you. Hi, how are you? It gets challenging in that sense, right? But I don't take it for granted. I don't take it for granted, and I super appreciate you guys for like sticking with me from 6 o'clock to now. And I hope whoever I actually have to go finish this Walmart thing because that's why I'm staying back late. I hope my prayer for all of you, and if you didn't catch the beginning, definitely go check out the beginning. But my prayer for you is that you fully embrace who you are. Like we trademarked the phrase embrace your uniqueness, not because we want it to sound cute, but if you use our products, I want you to embrace who you are. I want you to fall in love with yourself, right? Regardless if tomorrow you decide to get faux locks or sister locks or cut your hair off, I want you to fully embrace who you are, your authentic self. And so when you do that, that's the most powerful gift you could give yourself. It's truly loving yourself. It's truly honoring yourself. It's truly knowing who you are. That is one of the most powerful gifts you could give yourself. Because when you know who you are, the world has to accept who you are. The world doesn't get to decide who you are. But if you don't know who you are, you're giving the world the power to then decide who they want you to be. And that's where you become uncomfortable. That's when you become unhappy. That's when you lose yourself, right? So knowing who you are is the greatest gift. Tawana, let's put that on the shirt. Knowing who you are is the greatest gift you could give yourself. Knowing who you are is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Knowing who you are is the greatest gift you could give yourself because then nobody gets to make that decision for you. Nobody gets to tell you who you should be. Nobody gets to have perception of who you are, right? Perception is just a mother, like it's an ass. Like a lot of people can look at you and just think, oh, she's going to be a snub. She's going to be a bitch. She's going to be this. But that's perception. Like who you are is who you go to bed as every night, and you're at peace with that, right? So just being true to yourself. Don't waver for anybody. If you are bold, if you are a badass, do not stop being you for nobody else. Let the world adjust to your crown. Let the world adjust to your crown. If I'm too much, if you're too much for the world, let them adjust to your crown. You're not going to tilt your crown for nobody. Let them adjust to your crown. Let them get with the program because you're here to stay. You're here to stay. You're here to shake shit up. Look at the list that you guys wrote earlier. You're a badass. Like, look at all the shit you're doing. Not complaining. Elegantly doing it with grace. Is there anything else to say? Like, come on. Let the world adjust to your crown. Let the world adjust to your crown. Autumn said, I think everything you're doing makes us love you more, and there's loyalty as a result. Connection is everything. I love you guys just as much. I can't wait for our real meetup. I can't wait. Like when we meet up, like I know who's cooking. Eston is cooking. Eston and George probably the only guy that's gonna be there. Their wife probably have to be there too, because we don't want them to think nothing crazy is going on. But them two cooking. Pammy's on the hair, because you know we probably gonna have to get our locks done. So Pammy's on the hair, right? Donnelly's on the makeup. Tawana is organizing everything. When we meet up, it's a wrap. Like I already saw a place that I'm gonna. Oh, so I'm gonna share this before I go. So one of the things I'm working on, like once everything is finished and my mind can rest, I'm going to fly out. I'm gonna fly out either the top 5 customers or the top 10 customers. I don't know what budget I have yet, but I'm gonna fly out either our top 5. You know, just wait till I get richer. Richer. Speak it, right? Proclaim it. My goal is to be able to fly us out and like all paid expense by us and just have a good old time, right? And then we'll probably do something where if y'all want to just like come hang out, come hang out. But that's my goal. So we know who's gonna cook and all that stuff already. When did I cry, Eston? I never cried on here. Have you guys seen me cry on here? I don't think so. Eston, don't lie. I'm gonna take my cry plan, man. Yes, please believe in yourself. Like, girl, that's one thing, y'all. I don't want anybody in our community. And this is, I don't think you guys understand. This is why we're so protective of this space because I don't want any of you guys to ever be having like that's one thing I always say about even just overall the lock community. Like we are so bold, we are so knowing of ourselves. And that's one thing I absolutely love about the lock community. So when you're in Peculiar Roots Tribe, you should be like on 20, unapologetically on 20, right? And there's a difference between cocky and knowing yourself. There's a difference between what's the other word? Whatever the other word is. But there's a difference between that, right? Because people are going to be uncomfortable with you regardless, right? That's something I learned like over the last couple of years, right? I used to be so afraid of all the shit that I could do, or just knowing the fact that I'm a motherfucking genius. Like, I was so afraid of myself. Like, I was just so afraid of the relationship I had with God, knowing that He was gonna, like, just make my territory so much bigger. I was afraid of that, right? I was afraid of that because I was like, oh my God, what are people gonna think? Like she's always winning. She always has something going on. But nobody sees the behind the scenes because I don't choose to share the behind the scenes. But nobody sees how hard I work. Nobody sees the amount of no's I get. Nobody sees the shit that I have to go through, right? And they don't need to see that, right? But just know when I'm rejoicing, when I'm celebrating, I deserve that shit. And I'm never going to take that, be unapologetic about that. Like, oh, no. And that's another thing. People want us to be so humble. Black women need to be humble. We've been humble all our lives. We've been humble all our lives. We've been humble all our lives. What does that even mean? Have you ever heard nobody tell a white man to be humble? Mr. White Man, humble yourself. White woman, humble yourself. Nobody tells nobody else to be humble but black women. No, we tired of that shit. Like we just great and we're embracing our greatness. We tired of that shit. We just great. So don't let nobody no. Nobody dim your light. Do not shrink for nobody. Embrace yourself. You are great. I don't think I could keep this live up. I cuss too much. Don't let nobody dim your light, y'all. Like people, if somebody hates you, they're gonna hate you. Period. Do you guys know how many people hate me? You guys love me, but you know how many people hate me just because of what I've been able to accomplish? I've never met them. I've never had a conversation with them. I've even tried to reach out to some people and collaborate, and they just hate me. I can't do anything about that because what I've realized is one of the things I actually did like an amazing session earlier this year. And one of the things she said to me, she said, when we're great, when we continuously supersede people's expectations of us, it basically has to bring them to the point where they have to mirror your success with theirs. And if your success looks a little bit different, right? It looks a little bit different, right? And this is their success. They're looking at your success and you're like, oh, this doesn't look the same. And now it challenges them to either work harder, to level up, or to figure out how they could be better. That has nothing to do with you. That has nothing to do with you. They want it to have something to do with you, but it's their own self battle, right? It's their own self battle. Because people think, for example, like I said, this is not my company, this is God's company. You know what my thing is? My ultimate goal is just like on somebody's beach or my beach, not somebody's, on my beach, just drinking a margarita. Like that's my thing. Like that's my goal, right? That's it. I just want to be on somebody's my beach. Let me stop saying somebody's on my beach because I'm gonna own that. I'm gonna buy a beach one day. I just want to be on my beach, right? That's success to me. But success to me right now is what I'm living, my family and my kids. I'm able to, that's it, my family and my kids. That's success to me right now, right? It doesn't have to do with any of the material things I own. It's my family and my kids, right? But for some people, they want to attain something that maybe is not meant for them in this lifetime, or maybe it's not right now for them, right? But people will often try to mirror your success with theirs, and then they'll just hate you for that, right? They'll just hate you for that, like no reason. Instead of saying, how can I partner with this person? Or how can I align myself with this person in an authentic way? In an authentic way where I'm truly bringing value to this person, right? That's all you have to do. Like, we have to stop, like, take off the hate hat. Like, stop just looking at people and hating them for no reason. Because it's just doing yourself bad. Because that person don't even, like, care about you or think about you, right? Freedom Child said, you're the best. You saved me. Ah, what ticket? What ticket you buying for the unboxing party? The unboxing party is virtual. Yeah, I know I ain't never cried on no live. I'm like, I ain't cried on nobody's live. But all right, I gotta go finish this Walmart thing. If you're on the Peculiar, make sure you guys join Peculiar Roots Locs on Instagram, and I'll be sharing like updates on my trials and tribulations of getting into retail. Um, but we're good. We're good, y'all. We're gonna be fine, and it's just one of those things. Donnelly, we got too much going on here for no visits. We got too much going on here, girl. We got too much going on here. We're gonna do the virtual unboxing. But y'all, just keep me in your prayers that this launch is successful, that we sell out Walmart. Please get ready to support us when we do get into Walmart so we can show up and show out. And it's a lot, but we're in this together. I'm going to try to be more transparent with you guys in the actual journey. That's why I'm going to document it on Peculiar Locks so you guys could walk me through it and you guys could hold my hands as well. Just like I'm telling you guys to reach out to our community and make sure we're helping you get through whatever hurdles you're getting through. I'm also going to do the same thing in making sure that I'm asking you guys for help and all that good stuff. But right now, for sure, just like pray for this launch. Pray for this launch. And that's it. That's all I'm asking you. Pray for strength. And I'm going to definitely take this weekend to rest because it's been a very hard, long week. I'm going to take this weekend to rest. And I love you guys. This has been very helpful for me. This is like my therapy. This is my therapy. So I hope you guys have a good night. If you need to slide in the DMs, we're probably not going to answer till tomorrow. Um, go shop the website. Go have fun on the website. Um, if you've been sleeping on the products, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's your hair, it's your life, but you're missing out. Do not sleep on the products. If you tried one thing and you like it, try some other stuff. Don't wait till like you're like, oh, I never heard about this product. We make all the products for you. I test the products for you. Like you guys, oh no, I can't. I was gonna show you my desk of like some of the samples and stuff, but I can't because some of them are in the holiday box. But I can show you the back of some. Can you see the back? But I love you guys. This was incredible, incredible. It was fun and it was like a good therapy session. I love you guys, infinity and beyond. Bye, Facebook.